Hello friends, as you can see that in this video we will discuss about this boiling point elevation. It is the third coagulative property. We have already discussed the first two, that was the vapor pressure, relative lowering of the vapor pressure, and the osmotic pressure. Okay, and in this video we will discuss about this boiling point elevation. So without any delay, let us start our discussion about this boiling point elevation. So this boiling point elevation, it is a kind of a phenomenon that occurs when the boiling point of a liquid or a solvent is increased, okay, when another compound is added such that the solution has a higher boiling point than the pure solvent, okay. So basically what happens, that the boiling point of a solution will be increased, okay. We can say that, suppose this is a solution, okay, and this is a solvent, okay. This is a solution, it contains some of the solute, and this is the pure solvent. So what I am saying, that the boiling point of this solution will be more as compared to this pure solvent. Why this is because in this solution there is a presence of a solute molecule along with the solvent molecule. And as we are talking about the coagulative property, so we are dealing with a solute which is a non-volatile in nature, and we know that if a non-volatile solute is present, then it will kind of act as lowering the vapor pressure, because it will not easily evaporate, and hence the net vapor pressure of this solution will be lower as compared to this pure solvent. Let us try to understand it in much detail. As you can see that, we will discuss why does the boiling point elevation occur. So basically we know that this boiling point elevation is a kind of a coagulative property of matter, that is, it depends upon only the concentration of the solute and not the nature of the solute, okay. So basically what I am trying to say, that the boiling point elevation will depend upon the number of the solute molecule being added to the solvent, okay. More the number of the solute molecule added to the solvent, more will be the elevation in the boiling point. So now we will discuss why this boiling point elevation occurs. So basically what is the boiling point? See, the boiling point of the liquid is the temperature at which its vapor pressure is equal to the atmospheric pressure, okay. So basically the boiling point of a liquid is the temperature at which its vapor pressure is equal to the atmospheric pressure, okay. Since at any temperature we know that the vapor pressure of a solution, that is, the solution should contain a non-volatile solute, is always lower. We have discussed that in the relative lowering of the vapor pressure, that a solution when it contains a non-volatile solute will always have a lower vapor pressure as compared to that of the solvent, pure solvent, okay. So basically the solute, here I am talking about a non-volatile solute, will have a lower vapor pressure as compared to the pure solvent, okay. And we know that what is this vapor pressure? This vapor pressure is generally generated when a molecule will evaporate. So basically, if a molecule will not be evaporated, then the amount of the vapor pressure generated will be automatically zero. Okay, so we can say that this solute, which is a non-volatile solute, that means it will not evaporate. So we will assume the vapor pressure of this solute uh, nearly to be zero, and we know that this solvent, it will evaporate and there will be some vapor pressure, and that will be greater than this solute. And as we can say that there is a vapor pressure in this solvent. So we know that in order for a boiling point, so we know that the boiling point is the temperature at which the vapor pressure is equal to the atmospheric pressure. Okay, so in order to make the vapor pressure of a solution which contains the solute molecule equal to the atmospheric pressure, we must require to heat, so we must require to heat the solution with a higher temperature in order to make it equal to the atmospheric pressure. And as we are heating, so in order to make the vapor pressure of the solution containing the non-volatile solute equal to the atmospheric pressure, we must require to heat the solution with a higher temperature. Okay, so let us discuss this. As you can see here, I have taken in a vessel a pure solvent, this, and in another vessel a solution, and we are seeing the atmospheric pressure. Okay, and we are seeing that in this pure solvent there is only solvent molecule, and in this solution we have this yellow dot, that is the solute molecule, and in this case the solute is a non-volatile kind of a solute. Okay, so basically what we are seeing that the vapor pressure generated here, as we can see, these are the vapor pressure being generated. Okay, here in the pure solvent is more as compared to the solution, because we can see that less amount of the vapor pressure is being generated here. Okay, so we conclude that the solution having the non-volatile solute having a lower vapor pressure, as I have written here, solution having a lower vapor pressure due to the presence of the non-volatile solute. So basically what we have to do, by the definition we know that the vapor pressure of a liquid is the temperature at which the vapor pressure is equal to the atmospheric pressure. So we must require to heat this solution with excess temperature in order to make its vapor pressure equal to the atmospheric pressure. Okay, and hence in this case, that as we are increasing the temperature, so we are obviously seeing that there is a elevation in the boiling point. Okay, now let us see a curve, a kind of a curve. As you are seeing here, this is a curve, that is the vapor pressure versus temperature curve. Okay, and here we, according to the definition, we are saying that there is a atmospheric pressure. This dotted line represents the atmospheric pressure, and this AB curve, this AB curve is the curve for the solvent, vapor pressure curve for the solvent. This CD curve is the vapor pressure curve of the solution. Okay, so according to a definition, when this vapor pressure curve of a solvent reaches, or we can say becomes equal to this atmospheric pressure, we can see here it is equal to the atmospheric pressure. So this is the boiling point of the solvent. Okay, it is represented as T naught P. Okay, and here when we see that this curve CD, that is the vapor pressure curve of the solution, becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure at here, so this is the boiling point of the solution. It is represented by TB, and as we can see that the boiling point of the solution is more as compared to the boiling point of the solvent. Okay, Hence there is a kind of a elevation in the boiling point. So I hope that it is much clear to you. Now we will discuss the relation between the elevation in the boiling point of a solution and the molecular weight of the solute. Okay, so here by this curve we will solve this. Okay, so basically what is the difference between the boiling point, or in other word, what is the elevation of the boiling point? It will be represented as delta TB. Okay, here I am written. So it will be the difference between the boiling point of a solution minus the boiling point of a solvent. Okay, we know that the elevation in the boiling point is a kind of a coagulative property, so it will depend upon the concentration of the solute in the solution. Okay, in other word, we can say that this elevation in the boiling point, this will be directly proportional to the molality. Okay, it will be directly proportional to the molality, or we can write this as this. By removing this proportionality sign, we will introduce this Kb into molality, and this Kb is termed as a molar elevation constant. Okay, what? Molar elevation constant. Okay, it is also called as a ebullioscopic constant. Okay, okay, so if the value of the molality termed as 1, then what will have this elevation in the boiling point equals to this ebullioscopic constant. Okay, I hope that it's clear. Now thus the molar elevation constant may be defined as the elevation in the boiling point of the solution containing 1 gram mole of a solute per 1000 gram of a solvent. The molecular mass of a non-volatile solute will be molecular mass of non-volatile solute will be, by definition we know that molality equals to 1000 into W by capital W into M. Now we know that this small w, that is the weight of the solute in gram. Okay, it is the weight of the solute, in gram, and this small m is the molecular mass of solute. Okay, and this capital W is the weight of the solvent. Okay, now what we will do, we know that from here we will put the value of the elevation, that is the elevation in the boiling point, in this equation. Okay, so we will have something like this. Okay, this is the value. Now what we will do, we will substitute this molality value in this equation. Okay, in this equation we will substitute the molality value. Okay, so we will get something like this: elevation in the boiling point equals to this is capital W. Now I hope that it is clear. What we will do, we will transfer this m from this side to this side. So m, that is the molecular mass of the solute, will be equals to 1000 into kb, that is the ebullioscopic constant, into this weight of the solute in gram divided by weight of the solvent into elevation in the boiling point. Okay, so this is the molecular mass of the solute. So this is the molecular mass of the solute. I hope that it's clear. I hope that it is clear. I hope that this video lecture is quite helpful to you. For more video lecture on chemistry, please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.